Hey guys, it's Jaylon. Welcome back. I'm here to do another Get Ready With Me. Oh gosh. Oh lordy. Oh, I meant to grab a new foundation. Hold on. I'm so hot. I don't know what the deal is. I turned off the air conditioning. Anyway, I'm here with my coffee. It's like noon and I'm still drinking coffee. I am a coffee freak. By the way, I love good foamer. I love foamed milk. Okay, so today what I was going to do, I asked on, I can't remember which video it was, but I asked if you guys wanted to see a get ready with me using this Lethal Cosmetics Nightflower palette. So here is what this beauty looks like. So this is what I'm going to use today. And yeah, we'll just go ahead and get started. I have pinned my hair back and I'm going to apply a lip moisturizer. This is the Tarte Sugar Rush lip oil, vegan lip oil. Oh, I forgot to turn on my mirror. I am actually quite enjoying this product. It's very nice. Supple. Okay, I'm going to start with priming my eyes. I think today, while I'm doing my makeup, I'm going to try to talk about what are some things that I do to help with keeping track of all the things I'm panning. So this has been a question that's asked a bunch in the past. And I know I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again. I read comments. I suck at responding to them because I do have a full-time job and, you know, YouTube is like a side thing. It's more so for fun, but I do read comments. I just don't always respond back, so I'm sorry. It's just the way life is for me at the moment. Okay, I'm going to set my primer with this Franken powder. I like to use brushes like this. This is a Wet n Wild, like one of their, I think it was like a Game of Thrones collection to help set. I hate this powder. I'm almost finished with it though. Now I'm going to place my eye patches. I'm currently working on the ones from Hamish. So the hydrogel high patches in Bulgarian rose water. These are nice. They feel good, but they kind of pill on me. The consistency of this reminds me of the ones I was working on last year from Karuna. So they're not my favorite, but I'm making them work. There we go. Today is Sunday. This is like the first weekend of March. And I was going to film a couple of other videos today, so I figured why not? It's kind of a lazy day. I've taken my sweet time getting ready. All right, so from the Nightflower palette, that's what it's called. I'm going to go in. Let me grab a brush real fast. I just replenished my brushes. Oh, I'm going to use this one. This is a Sephora Pro Concealer brush. I do like this one for concealer, but I also like it to like add some shadow. So I'm going to take this shade right here. I don't think these have names on them. They do, but they're just not on the palette. And I'm just going to put this kind of on my lid. This palette is in for a project for 3 uses for each pan. And I've actually used the shadow already the 3 times. But since we're going to do a look with this palette exclusively, I figured I would just go ahead and use it. So there's that shade. Now I'm going to go in with a crease brush. Ooh, this is my favorite. This is one of my favorites. It's by Rephr. It's the number 27. I love how fluffy these brushes are. And I'm going to go in. I think this shade is going to be too deep for me to start. So I'm actually going to mix this one and this one together. It's kind of going in like this. We're going to go ahead and start doing the crease. So I kind of attack project panning in a couple of different ways. So the way I keep track electronically that's probably the foremost way that I keep track of what I'm panning is I use OneNote, and it doesn't matter which process you use. You just have to have some kind of process to be able to keep track of what items are in each project. So I'll try to do like an excerpt of what OneNote looks like and how I manage them. I have these pages for one page for each project. And in that page, I will have the project name, like how long like when it starts, when it ends, who's the creator. And then I also like to put on there any other details that I may need. I'm really bad about hashtags, but if you want to put the hashtag, you could put that there. It's just all the details that you may need to reference back to. I do that. And then what I do is I go and copy and paste the prompts. So from the Facebook page. And then I'll indicate what product is going to be for each prompt. I'm trying to get this skipping nonsense out of the way here. And then I do it as a kind of like a check mark. It's almost like in OneNote, it's called to do. So I'm not, for me, it's like once I finish this item, I check it off. I like to also strike it out or bold it. So like if I'm filming, I'll check mark and bold the items that I'm rolling out of the project. And then after I've filmed my update, I will then remove them and kind of move them to the bottom of the page so that I know they're done and I don't have to worry about them anymore. Now I'm going to go into this shade and mix it with this one. So this is pretty cool toned. I'm going to liven this up a bit. And I'm actually going to change brushes. I'm going to go with this Refer Brush 01. There we go. Now the other part to keeping track of project pan items is how many of each item are in projects. Because if you're in as many projects as I am, you can have like 5 serums. You can have 8, I'm exaggerating here. Well, maybe not. Body moisturizers, shower gels. So I actually have a separate page in my quote panning notebook on OneNote that just lists all the items that I'm panning currently, what project they're in, and when that project ends. And I organize it based on the type of product. So I have a makeup section, and then I have a skincare section and body care section, and I just move things around into the separate categories. And that way I can say, okay, I just finished a body moisturizer. What's next? What body moisturizer in a project that ends the soonest? And I go to that page and I can just easily see which one is next. That helps me figure things out. I'm trying to think of what else I need to share related to that. Oh, you've probably noticed, but I organize the pages based on, I have the title of the project, when it updates. And if it's a project that's just starting, I will indicate that it starts on this date. I will also indicate if it's a finale for a project. That way I know, kind of what's going on with that project in terms of where it is. You can do it however works best for you. One eye is always wonky. Always. Oh, a little bit more even. I feel like my head's... It's not symmetrical. That's okay, though. Okay, next I'm going to go into this deeper shade, and I'm going to mix it also with this shade. I'm going to use the same brush, the Refer 01. Again, just dab, dab. Whoops, I did not mean to do the blue. Let's just get this outer corner going here. Next, I'm going to take a brush like this. This is a Sigma E34 domed utility. And I'm going to go back into this really dark shade on its own. And I'm going to smoke out the very outer corner. Just add some dimension there. Now, in terms of my vanity, I have a drawer. I use the Alex, these are what, 5 drawer? And I have 2 on either side of my vanity and from IKEA. And in the top drawer, one of the top drawers, I have basically all the items that I would be like, that I'm currently panning in terms of face products, etc. So it has my blushes, it has my highlighters, it has any cream products in there, bronzer, etc. Everything is in that top drawer, eyeliners, etc. I have it all kind of organized. So for example, here's a bin that basically has all the items that I'm currently panning that would kind of go on the face and the eyes. So I've got a couple of cream cheek products in here. I've got a bunch of eyeliners. I've got some mascaras. So again, it's just, and I just dropped one. It's a little bit of everything. So I kind of organize my top drawer that way so I know what's in projects and I can easily go back and forth. So I can easily say, okay, I know I need to use this product for this project. Let me go ahead and get some uses on it. And a lot of times it can depend on what eye look I'm doing. Like, am I going to use a cool tone blush or am I going to use a warm tone blush, etc. Oh, I did not mean to do that. It's okay. All right. I think we're good with the mattes. And the other thing to do whenever you're doing a project, or whenever you have a palette in for a number of uses, I have a little sticky note that tells me how many uses I've had for each product. So I'm going to go in here and go ahead and mark my uses so far because sometimes I forget. So I use that one. I've used that one 3 times. Use that. Okay, now I'm going to go on the lid and we're going to start with an eyeshadow stick. This is by Mally. It's the Shadow Stick Extra in Over the Taupe. I didn't even mention the primer I use for my eyes. It's the Lorac Behind the Scenes eye primer. That's a really nice eye primer. I don't really like shadow sticks. I've mentioned this before, but I'm using them. All right, and then I'm going to go in with my, where are you? My NYX glitter glue. This one, I love this product. I miss the Too Faced glitter glue, but this will do. This one's almost finished, actually. Let's see, what should I use? I kind of want to use this blue. Have I even touched that? I've used it once, but I haven't touched this one. Let me just swatch these. I know I've done a look like this with that blue in a video. And then there's the other blue. I think I'm going to stick with the purples today. I am taking a flat shader. This is by MAC. It's the 239S. They're synthetic. And I think I'm going to actually wet my brush. And we're going to go into this deep purple for the outer part of the lid. And then I use my color switch. Next, I'm going to use this shade here. I'm going to go in the center. Oh, that's so pretty. Wow. And then lastly, I'm going to go in to the lilac shade. Lilac, lavender, whatever you want to call it. Again, I'm going to use my color switch, wet my brush. Let's see. Just trying to do some blending. Ooh, that's kind of pretty. Purple eyeshadow, love it. I'm gonna take this shade right here. I'm just gonna pop a teeny tiny bit on the very inner corner. I don't know if it's gonna make a difference, but we're gonna see. So again, I'm gonna wet my brush to help. This is by Morphe. It's their E36. Morphe. I wish I didn't have so many other brushes, but they're actually not bad. Okay, that adds a little bit of brightness. Yeah. All right, that is everything for the top of the eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and take off these eye patches. Let me see, did they pill? Not terribly, actually not bad at all. Moving on to the face, I'm gonna start with the Vitamin Enriched Face Base by Bobbi Brown. If you watched my other two Get Ready With Me's, you know this is a standard must-do step for me. And I'm also going to use the eye base. I don't know if these are the same formula, to be honest. There are different colors, so I feel like they're different, but, you know, maybe they aren't. I have no idea. I should probably look at the ingredients. This is I think I got this from Macy's half off. I got 2 of these, and it was the year before last, maybe. So this is my second one I'm working through. So if I don't come across that one on sale before I finish it, that's when I'll probably compare and see how different are they really. All right, tangent. Moving on to primer. I'm trying to finish this dang nabbit Guerlain Lior primer that I don't like. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this. It's a little bit too watery, in my opinion. I just don't think it does anything. I mean, I shouldn't say anything. I don't think it does what it says that it does. What is that? Oh, I have sugar scrub on my arm. Anyway, all right. Now I'm going to use an illuminator. So I am working on finishing this Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops. These are old school. This is in the shade Moonlight, I think. Yeah, Moonlight. And the dropper on this does not seem to work very well. So I'm just going to I just take a little bit of it and just do this from the dropper. All right, there we go. It's going to take me forever to finish that. Now I am going to, I forgot to wet my sponge. I'll be right back. This is one of my favorite sponges. It's by Ella Cosmetics. And I've talked about this before. They're an Australian company. And I purchased some a long time ago. It was Kat and Haley from Beauty News, who I'm so excited they're back. But they were the ones who talked about it and they said how much they loved it. And that's whenever I was like, oh, I want to try those. So I bought a bunch and I love them. Love, love, love. But it's Australian, so it's expensive to have it shipped, and you have to have like a certain amount to have it, like certain order amount to get free shipping. Well, they had like a half off sale or a discount sale or something, and it was free shipping over $100. And so I ended up picking up a bunch of sponges, and they're on their way to me. I'm so excited. Not that I needed sponges, but I've been wanting to buy those for a while. Okay, blush draping. I'm going to use, let's see, we did purple. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and use this Wander Beauty On The Glow stick. The shade in here is Bare. And this is easy to do blush draping. I'm just going to blend this out with my sponge. I love these sponges. Oh my gosh, they're so good. Okay, for foundation, I thought I would try something new that I haven't tried yet. This is the Charlotte's Beautiful Skin Foundation. And I have the shade number 4 Neutral. I don't know if this is going to be too dark for me. We will see. No, I don't think so. It's probably too much. Okay, so I'm just going to take oh wow, that's a really interesting texture. I'm just going to take a little bit and pat it around my face like this. And I don't know if this is, I may not need oil, but I'm always hesitant. I'm going to go ahead and use it. I have this Thorn oil by Ritual de Fille. I need to mix it up. And let me go ahead and put a couple of drops on my sponge. Yeah, they're fine. And we're just going to blend this out and see how it looks. Oh, I like that. So far, it's blending out nicely, at least. Take a little bit more on my sponge. Go in for like a little bit of a second layer. That's not bad at all. I like that. I tend to like lightweight foundations or like lighter coverage. I don't really like medium is about as far as I'll go. That's really nice for your best healthy looking skin day every day. So far I like that. All right, moving on to the eyes. As you can see, I have very dark circles. I'm going to go in with the Smashbox color corrector. I remember somebody mentioned, I'm sorry, I'm not on track with talking about panning stuff, but somebody mentioned that the Bobbi Brown corrector in the stick has twice as much formula as the pot. So once I finish that stick, I'm going to try one of the ones from Bobbi Brown because I really do like the stick formula. I feel like it's really easy and that does such a great job. Moving on to concealer, today I'm going to use the Natasha Denona High Glam. I have used this one a couple of times. This is in the shade N2. I really do like this a lot. You don't need very much. We'll see. That's how much I'm going to use right now. I'm actually going to go in and kind of spread it out a little bit first. And then go in with my sponge. This sponge is, even when you wet it, it doesn't stay super wet, which I really appreciate because it ends up just blending out makeup so beautifully. That concealer is amazing. It just blends out so pretty. Wow. For setting my concealer, I'm working on this NYX powder. This has been discontinued. No, not okay. And I'm using the discontinued brush as well. This is the Wayne Goss number 2. I love using brushes like this. I'm hoping, I don't know if Refer's come out with anything like this, but do you guys know of a dupe of this brush? I have like 2 or 3. It's my favorite. I have a brush hair. I love it. I need a dupe of this. And we're going to do cream products next. And while I do that, I'm going to talk about the last piece of, well, let me continue talking about like how I organize makeup on my vanity. As I have for makeup items, as I have them in projects, one of the things I like to do is I have these drawers in my vanity, like these little, I think they're by Muji, or there's other brands that do things like this, these acrylic drawer organizers. And I have a couple of drawers that are specifically like, they're all project pan items. And I have one drawer that's like, these are items that are in my Turn and Burn project. I'm using the Tarte Breezy Cream Bronzer in Seychelles. And then I have a drawer that's like all of the projects that I want to, that are in like my pan to plan. My plan to pan, not pan to plan. Plan to pan, not pan to plan. And then I have a drawer that's like items that are already in projects. So as I finish things or hit goals on things, I go into those drawers and I'm like, okay, here's what I know I need to pan next, and I'll pull that product out. So I have my own system, and I think you just have to have a system that works for you in whatever capacity that may be. Maybe it's just like a shoebox that you have under your vanity. That's all the stuff that's in projects. You know what I mean? Like whatever process works for you. Or a separate drawer in your, in separate drawer that has all the stuff that's in projects, but you're not currently using. For cream blush, I'm going to go with this Stila convertible color. Or should I use... I think actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this Quo Featherweight Cream Blush. And this is in the shade Pure. And I've shown this before, but I just take a little bit on the back of my hand and just do that, and then grab my sponge, a side that I haven't used yet, and just dip my sponge in there and apply it. I'm still working on my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Beauty Light Wand and Spotlight. So I'm just grabbing some on my finger. I still got to use my Project Pan items. Even if I'm using a new foundation and not my Pan That palette. All right. I hate whenever foundation collects around my nose stud and I have to clean it up. Not pretty. Okay, I'm going to let this kind of settle, the cream products, and I'm going to finish out my eyes. So I'm going to grab a small actually I'm going to use this one today. This is by Blend Bunny Cosmetics, and this is brush number B4. Oh God, I got a cat hair. Oh, I got it. I'm going to go back into the Nightflower palette, and we're going to go into this shade. And I'm just going to work on the lower lash line. One reason why I always like to do a lower lash line is because I feel like it hides my fine lines. I'm going to go in with this shade. I'm actually going to mix it with this shade as well. I'm just going to do a little bit more so on the outer corner. And then I'm going to take a brush like this, a flat shader, or flat, what do they call this? Definer. This is by Looksy. It's number 221. And I'm going to go into that deep dark shade. And actually, I'm just going to try something. I'm going to try mixing it with the blue. Just get a little bit of both shades on my brush. I don't know how much of a difference it's going to make. And then I'm going to do the really outer lash line area. Yeah. All right, and then I'm going to go back in with that Blend Bunny brush. Where did I put it? And I'm going to just kind of blend everything together. All right, good. Now for my brows, I am working on the ABH Dip Brow Pomade in Turn and Burn. So I'm just going to use this today. I told myself every day that you have the time, you should use it. So I have this ABH Brow Brush, whatever, number 15. And I'm going to fast forward through a lot of this. I ain't gonna lie. Let's look at this. Whoops. Ooh, I hit pan. Pan is pan. It's funny because when I look in the mirror, they look even. When I look here, I'm like, one's higher than the other. But, you know, what can I do? This one is lower. I don't know. I bet you there are people screaming at me, you're doing your brows wrong. I can't be bothered. I'm going to do some eyeliner. I'm going to, instead of doing black on my waterline, I'm going to use this Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in Goddess. Then on my top lash line, I'm going to use the Stila Stay All Day Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner. Love this eyeliner. It's so good. Okay, now I'm going to set my face. I'm working on this Derma-E Sun Protection Mineral SPF. The SPF on here is long gone as of 2021, but I need to finish this powder. So I'm going to, and it's a kind of a deeper colored powder. So I'm going to use, I have another, this is clean, one of these brushes. This is the It Cosmetics, or It Brushes for Ulta, number 211 All Over Powder. This is my favorite powder brush. I don't take a lot of powder, just a little bit. Okay, now for bronzer. Let's see, what bronzer brush do I have? Ooh, let's do this one. The Tom Ford bronzer brush. I love this one. I have my Charlotte Tilbury powder. This is very warm. Okay, it's fine. We'll just use it. This brush is so good. It's so good. Next up is blush. I'm going to use a Rephr 05 brush. And today I think I'm going to use the Hourglass blush in Mood Exposure. Yeah. Here is this shade. Starting to look good. I have this in a project for usage. I think it's in Throwback 30. This blush does not look that exciting on your hand, but it is beautiful on the face. I don't know what it is about, like what magic these blushes have, but And then lastly, let's do highlighter. I have the Zoeva Luxe Powder Fusion brush, and I am going to go into the Dior Nude Air Luminizer in 002. And I'm going to try mixing it with this MAC. Let me try doing this. MAC highlighter in Freeze, I think is what it's called. Yeah. I'm just going to go between the two of them and see how this turns out. Okay, I forgot to do an inner corner. So let me see. There's not really a shade in here that's bright enough in this Lethal Cosmetics palette. So I'm just going to use this highlighter. This is an Hourglass Ambient Strobe Light Powder. This is in a Project for Uses, so might as well get a use on it. I'm just going to take a little bit on my brush and I'm going to wet my brush just to see, because these are not super bam highlighters. Oh, get out of here. And we're just going to go in the inner corner. I didn't tell you, this is an Anastasia Beverly Hills A14. I think I found this at TJ Maxx. That works. I'm just going to take a clean brush and just diffuse that a little bit. Okay. Now, while I do these last few steps, I'm going to share with you another little trick I have for project pan items, especially when it comes to counting uses. So for longer term projects that have like a lot of prompts and it's like a roulette style project, I typically do a usage goal. And the other part of it is I have such a large collection, which I know you guys have asked about, like a collection video, or I'll work on it. It takes a lot of time to do that, and I do have a full-time job, so I need to find the time to do it. But for those types of projects, I always do usage goals, whether it be 5 or 10 or 20. Sometimes I'll do even like 50 if it's a bronzer or something like that. So for that, you have to have a way to keep track. I know some people use like their computer or a spreadsheet and they mark it, whenever they make a use. I don't do that. I like to do pen to paper. And I am also a fan of bullet journals. And that's usually like an empty journal that you can cater using, you cater it to however way you want to use, cater it to however way you want it to work for you. I don't think that's the right way to say it, but that's how it came out. So I have this book here. This is I think it's a B5 size traveler's notebook, and it's actually one that has like bands like this, and I like to have like these types of notebooks here. This is a dot grid, or it's a dot grid, and you can see the paper here. It's a dot grid. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it because my camera may be washing it out, but it is a dot grid paper, and I like to create my own grid. Here's an example. So here's this side is a sheet that I have not filled out completely yet because I'm just waiting for new items to be rolled in. But here's an example of a page that I'm currently working on. Items that I've rolled into projects and the uses. And then every single day after I do my makeup, I will go through this book and be like, okay, I have so many pages here. What did I use today? And I will mark off my uses. So as long as you have some kind of system, whether it be that, a notebook where you keep track of everything and you just have it by your vanity, or it kind of travels around with you around the house, etc. As long as you have some process to keep track, do whatever works for you. That just ends up working for me. Did I do blush? I did. It's a very light blush, which is fine because my eyes are very heavy today. So I wanted to use a light blush. I'm using my La Mer powder to buff everything out, and I have the Rephr 30 brush. I love Rephr brushes. They're so good. I need to go in and do some reviews on brushes. I keep getting their emails. Next, I'm going to spray. I'm working on the Smashbox Photo Finish in this citrus scent. And I'm also going to use this Peach and Lily. I love this spray. Don't focus on my face. Glass Skin Veil Mist. Since I plan on filming a couple of videos today. And the last bit is we're going to curl the lashes and put on some mascara. I use the Rephr eyelash curler. I love this thing. And we're going to start by priming my lashes. Where are you? So what would you guys like me to do for the next Get Ready With Me? Should I use like is there a palette you guys want to see me use? If you have questions you'd like for me to answer, let me know down below. I know someone mentioned they want to know more about me. So what would you like to know? Like, what can I share that you would want to know about me? Oh, I'm using the Kat Von D Go Big or Go Home mascara. I'll probably I'm going to be layering, so this is layer 1. I don't mind this mascara. It's not bad. And I'm going to go in with a coat of the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes. I feel like this one adds a little bit of volume. And someone did ask me in the comments about my lashes. Thank you for the compliment on the length. I do use a lash serum. I use Grande Cosmetics lash serum. It's my favorite. It's the one that I have found to be the most effective for me. But like New Lash is good. Revitalash is also good. I think those are the ones I've used in the past that I do enjoy. Or I'm going to go on the bottom lashes with the Lancome Tint Idol Lash Mascara, sorry. All right, now for lips. Let's see. I'm going to use the Essence Lip Liner in Satin Mauve. This is in a project to finish. It's on the drier side, but I want to use it. Exfoliates my lips. I'm trying to decide what I want to put on because I like to do typically more of a mauve nude whenever I do purple looks like this. So I'm thinking this one. I'm going to use the Gucci satin lipstick. This is in Merry Mauve. Okay, that is everything for today. My hair is kind of a hot mess today, but you know, it is what it is. Anyway, that is going to be it for this Get Ready With Me. Like I said, leave me comments down below if there's something specifically, like questions you guys have or anything else you'd like me to review. But that is going to be it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you're doing well and staying safe. Please hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.